What's good, everybody, man? Good morning, bro. I just want to say before we get into the video today, I really appreciate everybody who rocking with me, supporting me, subscribing, liking, all of that. This content creation thing has been a journey. There's a lot of times where it has its ups and its downs, but I really appreciate the support that some of y'all do be giving me. I I don't even know where to start with this video because Kendrick Lamar just shocked the world. And I could talk basketball or other things, but I really wanted to drop this video just about Kendrick. I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, like tremendous. That's my favorite artist personally. It started for me with Good Kid, Mad City, and in this story, I'm gonna tell you exactly like what my journey was through his music. Initially, I was like a tremendous Drake fan. Drake was my number one artist. My friends had told me about Kendrick. They showed me the album. I listened to it, and out of pure bias and hate, I was disrespecting Good Kid, Mad City. I'm like, this don't sound like Drake. Drake is better this and that. But then when I sat down and actually listened and took the full album in, I realized like what a different level Kendrick Lamar was at. And then in high school for me, that's when To Pimp a Butterfly came out. And when that came out, I was really captivated by the meaning and the message of that album. Um it was able to have a lot of impacts. Like the way that the track 1 to the end was fully able to like embrace black culture, talk about a lot of sensitive things. And remember, To Pimp a Butterfly dropped at a critical time, especially for the black community, because literally it dropped during, I believe, the traumas in Ferguson. There were a lot of people dying that year. I remember it because I was in high school and we were actually talking about everything that was going on politically during that time. And he dropped the album that was literally like taking in all of this trauma, all of these things that happened in our community. And his lyrics gave you a chance to reflect on everything fully. And he was a master at not just creating the background environment with the drums and like the sonic sounds and all that, but he was a master at using his voice as a perspective, having things be flipped and like having entire verses dedicated towards creating an image in your head. And for me, when I was listening to it, just straight through and through and through, I felt that image vividly on every track. So for me, that's my favorite album. And this brings us back to today. Yesterday I was watching the game, obviously, but then Kendrick just dropped randomly. He dropped the Heart Part 5, which, if you don't know, the Heart Part 5 is the fifth installment of a series called The Heart, where Kendrick basically raps and just raps from the heart, basically. Like he's telling you how he feels about certain things, certain trials and tribulations he's going through, and he fills in the world on that. And typically, he drops the hearts before a project dating back to the Heart Part 4. And I just gotta say, man, like the Heart Part 5, I am so excited for what this Kendrick album could mean. Because on the Heart Part 5, bro, like I'm pretty sure the video's taken down now, so I can't react to it. But literally, like you're seeing Kendrick rap, and the beat is amazing. First off, let's please talk about that. The beat is so organic. The bongos and like the whole vibe of like the bass line, and then when he raps, like he's in the video looking hopeless, looking like he's looking for some type of answer, like he's sad, like he's really impacted by something. And then when you actually hear the lyrics, he's talking about the pattern of black culture. He's talking about like how all of our idols get killed by other people in the community and forgiveness. And then during the video, he's actually showing faces. And I think that the face showing part was really the insane part for me, because when he showed it, This man had Kanye West, Juicy Smoulier, I believe he was in there. Then you had who else was in the video? I'm sorry. It was so much coming at you. Oh, and he had OJ Simpson. So the first three faces he showed were those faces. And for me, like just that in itself showed vibe. And like he's rapping to the camera and then the faces are changing while he's rapping. And what's wild to me is those three faces I consider to be like social outcasts a little bit of the black community based on the way that their lives are going. Obviously, OJ Simpson did what he did, and the way that he represented who he was completely different from the community. Kanye West, another guy that like for like his views politically and his fall from grace from what he was, a lot of people view Kanye in a different light. Juicy Smoulier with like the whole uh case and situation that he had going on, he's another outcast. So for me, showing those faces, and showing how like they're still prevalent even in today's society, but then going on further into his verse, cutting the beat off, and then showing icons that have passed in Kobe and Nipsey Hussle. It was really emotional when I was watching it because when he wanted to have a real conversation and like really like get to what he really wanted to say, he cut the beat off and he looked in the camera and he focused. And then he showed Kobe and he showed Nipsey. In the third verse of the Heart Part 5, he's really focusing on who he is. Like he's rapping from the perspective of Nipsey Hussle. And he's talking about all these people that like go through these things. Because again, like this verse to me, right? When he's talking about I forgive my killer, I'm in heaven. Like he's legitimately rapping from Nipsey's perspective, but this verse can also be taken as a voice for all of the lost icons who have lost to violence from their own people within their own community. And he's like saying, I forgive you. We have to rise above it. And he even references like him dying in the hood as a symbol to the neighborhood, to the people in the community to like understand what he was standing for and what he meant to that community. And it was like very hard to watch at times just because he was legitimately showing Nipsey's face like on himself. It was like I think it was like a deep fake and like he's rapping to you, but it's Nipsey. And it's just so wild for me to see. And then like the Kobe Bryant thing, like obviously his death was a complete accident, but the impact that Kobe's death had on the community was just something that was like wow. Like I grew up always thinking Kobe was just gonna be alive. Like I never had any problem with that. Like I never prepared myself for Kobe to just pass like that. And obviously like his game, his passion and the impact that he had on many people, it really stood for something. So the Hard Part 5 like really puts things into perspective. It makes you want to focus on our community, ourselves, how we view icons, how we respect these people and these legends. And for me, this is really something that's significant. Um I was going to turn on this camera and talk about basketball. And like I still will, but this is just a lot more pressing. This album when it drops, I am very excited to hear where his direction is and how he wants to come off of. But those are my initial reactions and thoughts about Kendrick coming back and the Heart Part 5. I'm going to have some more detailed videos based on Kendrick Lamar as the days approach. Um yeah, man, I'm sorry. This is gonna be a really big moment, and I hope that everyone that's there take it in. I appreciate all the support, all the people that are liking, subscribing, and commenting on the videos. I do intend to provide more analysis as we go along, but I gotta go to work, so I'm gonna end this video here. There will be more basketball content. I actually want to start showing film on the channel while I talk about my predictions for the games and all that stuff. But peace out, people. That'll come later on. I'll catch you.